Hello and welcome everyone. And I didn't think I could make it on time, and especially this well, because I don't need to instantly have a break. I have drinks, well, as much as I can have at one point without it being a trouble. And well, the water is there waiting as well. I might need to refill it at some point though. Sorted out the groceries, everything. Yeah, I was certain I couldn't make it because I just left the game store an hour ago and we couldn't even actually finish our game. It was actually quite a ridiculous theme going on since I just noticed that I can actually make a Fantastic Four team. So my team was Fantastic Four, plus She Thing, plus Spider Man. Yeah, that was the thing. Everyone had the Fantastic Four keyword, so it worked. It worked fine. I never got to really use Spider Man for like his full abilities, and he was the most expensive figure in the lineup. Hopefully, I get something better to replace him. Like maybe another Fantastic Four member, like that would make it so that I could have that member and a cheaper Spider-Man that I would hope actually would do something, because yeah, that one didn't do anything. Anyway, I made it in time, so we might as well just start up the game. And the name I given this episode will make sense to you eventually. It's still so shocking to me that, like, when I started streaming this game, when I was in this window, it didn't cover up the actual screen. Only here. Because on my screen, when it's on that previous window, it's actually windowed and small. And after it loads this, it only then goes to full screen. But yeah. We are going to the third episode of the third game. And we are gonna start with the investigation. And yeah. Things are gonna get wild quickly. Well, that was the shortest episode ever now, wasn't it? We just loaded in. And we have already lost. And yep. It wasn't a dream. No, it isn't a dream. Not like last time. So you're gonna have to... No... My, This game is filled with nightmare characters. Why do you have to bring them back? We just got rid of them. Mistletoe cake? But I don't remember that being a thing. Is that actually a thing? Is that actually a thing? What kind of cake is this then? I'm confused. Please someone remind me to look that up. Because I don't want to... Oh, you know what? I will Google it. Screw it, I have my phone here. I can Google it while we're going ahead. Ooh. There have been so many New Years where I wish that we could be playing a board game, but it never really happens. It's a very bad shame, especially like back in the day when on New Year's we as a whole family went to our friend family. They aren't. I don't know what else to call it. The thing is that I'm friends with the kids. My parents are friends. There's no family relations. Just a family we know. But there have been many New Years that we go there to spend it. We shoot the rockets that we had. And when the night gets closer to midnight, our parents walked off to the city center to bars. There even used to be multiple. I'm not sure is there even a single one working in my home city anymore. But anyway. And well, as kids, we're alone for a couple of hours. Yet, we never really played board games at that point. We played video games to a certain extent. And then it always came down to this, we want to watch TV. But there was never anything when we actually was watching TV. And on the previous years when we weren't near a TV, then there was always something. Movies everyone wanted to see but nobody could see. It was always the same. But okay, mistletoe cake is a thing. The first thing is, the first article is from Delicious Magazine, how to make a mistletoe and roses Christmas cake, Delicious Magazine. Yes, that's what it says. I would like an article explaining better what is a mistletoe cake, what goes into it. Okay, if I put a recipe, maybe I will... these are horrible. Why are the results so horrible? Yep, gumshoe just barge in. So it's an icing thing. Some of the cakes were regular cake, some were chocolate. I'm even more confused now than ever. Well, I know it's a thing. I wonder in what parts of the world it is a tradition. Because usually if I Google a food, you get a Wikipedia article and it could explain where it's a thing, but not with this one. That was just those horrible sites that want to gather your data. You can just clearly see from the address that they are all about just selling ad data. Gumshoe. I don't get why would you guys even be in that sort of relation at the moment where Gumshoe would need to remember to buy gifts for Pearl. Pearl isn't even supposed to be here all the time. It feels kinda odd that she is here, the amount she is even. And Gumshoe is technically not our work colleague, but our work colleague's work colleague. In the opposite camp. yeah, I guess we should keep Gumshoe as our friend, since especially after the last, well, the second to last, because there was that special 5th episode, but still, the 4th case in the first game. Yeah, we should keep Gumshoe as a friend, but we shouldn't be that close of a friend. First practical joke. Yeah. No. And yeah, you can already see what's wrong with that magazine. Something's more clear on that than any magazine we've seen before. And I love how they made the word rounds to red. That's rare enough of a word that not everyone should know it. So I'm a bit confused that it's here even. Didn't expect it to be here. To be honest, that could be most of the cases. Most of the cases. And suddenly my feet are hurting like hell. Yeah, this should be very concerning, Phoenix. Last month. How did you get access to this now, Gumshoe? Plus, if it's a month away, we should then expect that the one pronounced guilty would already be executed. Because it's always a capital punishment for a capital crime. Or do they give mercy because it's the holidays that you get to live in prison for a bit longer? Just New Year, so... And yeah, I wonder how many poisoning cases are there in the entirety of Ace Attorney? I know some. But like, how many in total? Because like most of the cases, if we would make an AI write an Ace Attorney case, it would be death by hitting with a blunt object, causing a, well, something causing physical trauma. A blunt thing. It might not even be an object, but still, blunt force trauma. That's the method. Well, the reasoning why someone dies. That's the most common. Then I guess stabbing comes second, and then gunshot third, and then we have poisoning. At the quick maths, I would say that, because I'm trying to think about the anime specialities and manga specialities and, well, future games, spin-off games, DLC cases. I wish that they would release the next trilogy as a remake soon. I want a physical edition. I want the games in physical, because they didn't exist physical outside of Japan. Like I would want this one as physical as well, but I haven't seen any copies sold over here. They were supposed to exist, but I never saw any. So unfortunately, I don't think I will get any. For PC, they don't exist, but for the Switch, they should. And for my collection being what it is, I would be willing to put 50 euros to it. Like, I also want the physical edition of Mechanicus. And there would actually be a good reason to have it for Switch anyway, because then I would have a portable version of it. and then I would have another reason why to stream it, because I could stream it as a, as a Switch game. A Switch game playthrough. No, it might be easiest that I would just stream another playthrough on PC, but still. I would be intrigued. Maybe looking at the guide, like maybe I could make a very, very dense achievement run. I would need to continue my run anyway, because I completed it, but I completed it so soon that I thought, without spoiling anything, let's just say, I fought so many things in a row when I could have fought only one thing. Let's just say that. That was me spoiling anything. You can't just force us into this case come true. It's just the thing that if a case like this would happen, they would find out that someone faked your identity and tried to take, like, well, as an attorney to make sure that the client gets a guilty verdict. It should, if the capital punishment haven't been given for the capital punishment, the capital punishment for the capital crime hasn't been fulfilled yet, then of course the entire thing should be revoked, and there should be an extra investigation. How the hell did this came to pass? And who the hell was the impersonator? And talking about like a slight spoiler of a future Ace Attorney game, I think that was the 5th one. Yeah, it had to be the 5th one. Yes, because I'm having a hard time remembering all those, but yeah, that had to be 5th, because 6th was, yeah, it had to be the 5th. So in the 5th one, there is a character which I'm very surprised that didn't pull off this shit. Very, very surprised, because I don't remember at all what did that character really do. And that's not a good sign when there's a character that's in every episode and you have no memory what did they did. Yeah, that's not a good thing. I think we should only have, what to do. Fine, so, well, we can't start by Criminal Affairs Department, so let's start with that. Surprised that we can. And wait, were these two cuffed together before? I don't think they were. Oh, so I find it funny that this one isn't actually a character in the investigation games, because there is an amusement part where the police badger is a character, and this is the proto badger, but there is no pink proto badger. Well, let's examine. Do we get anything out of it? Like, the newer model, I say that's actually quite adorable in the grand scheme of things, but these ones are horrible gremlins. Yeah, this guy never gets any notice, and he invented the horrible character. I wonder who refined it. Was it him as well? Oh. Fictional character, that's an animal, come on. Pink Badger. Official canon. Well, didn't he just say that they're married? I wonder how badly that sounded. Because it sounded super badly on my end. But yeah, the chief never gets fucking anywhere, and he invented the character. It's sad, but that's the case how it's been in many places. But yeah, he's always like late on things. Anyway, talking about the badgers for a moment. They don't look anything like a badger, not even the refined model. And I always thought, was it meant to be ironical that they have this hat design? Because that's a jester's design. They're just showing that the police force are just jesters. Like, is it actually meant to be so that it's designed to showcase how freaking foolish the police are? Because they are super foolish, especially in the Ace Attorney world. We haven't seen a single sane police yet. We can't say about the random character because we get nothing, almost next to nothing about them. But everyone else, everyone we actually know something about are crazy in one way or another. And that must have been a huge calendar. Or was it one of the calendars that, like, it's on A3, but there's only like a sliver for the calendar and the rest is the picture? They just cut it off. Because I think like that's a smart idea that they have started to add into certain calendars, that you could easily like tear off the top where the rings are, and then you can also easily tear off the bottom where the dates are, and you're left with a poster. I think that's a very smart design. Because then you can you can actually reuse the pictures to something. One of the best one I've seen was, I don't remember the size of it, but it was sized in a manner that when you're done with the year and you tear off each of the months, it becomes a A3 size poster, like a collage. Because some of the months worked sideways. It was done in such a weird manner that the pieces came together, and there was like a guide how to showcase like in which order to put everything. The pictures didn't like combine into a larger picture, but they became a cohesive collage of pictures that worked together. And I love it. I wish I would have a calendar like that. I think there might even be one calendar right now next to my printer. It's been there for years. I, in most cases, even forget to like flip it over, and they have always been so small enough that I can't really see the pictures well in the position where I can put them in. They have been a very mute, non-functional gift. So usually I hate if someone gives me a calendar as a gift because I just feel guilty that I didn't get any use out of it. If I get a Christmas calendar as a gift, now that's a totally different thing. Chocolate, it depends on the chocolate. Like, you can give that as a Christmas gift. If it's actually a good quality, I could just use it for another month. Just eat one chocolate per day. If it's something plasticky, now those are just exclusive and those are good value. Most of the time. Old-fashioned way. I think running a red light is the old-fashioned way. What you mean, humor? Yeah, this guy isn't starting to seem so sane either. But well, that was everything we can examine here, so let's actually go to the detention center and find out who we are going to defend. Well, we just agreed without even ever seeing them. Well, I mentioned the extra case, so here it becomes important. And I bet there were people that were confused. Because you have a character you only seen in an extra case arriving in the next game. Well, one game over. So there must have been fans who had the GBA version of the first game, then whatever version of the second. Was the second even for GBA? Or was it always DS? I think the second was always DS. But anyway, and then just got a third game. And never had the DS or Wii version of the first one. Did even the Wii version have the extra case? No, I'm not sure. Too bad there isn't Wii Shop anymore. I actually really considered getting the Wii versions of the second and third game. But right when I was about to get them, announcement, Trilogy coming for 3DS. Yeah, let's get it for 3DS. I got into the series late. But yeah, so there must have been fans who were just confused that who is this character? Where did they come from? But then again, it shouldn't matter, because there's nothing connecting. It's like with the previous case, we had a character we knew before, but what we knew didn't give us anything new. It only made her seem a bit weirder since we knew what she was like beforehand. With this, I think her personality remains the same. And her mannerisms, but we don't get anything. Like, the only thing we get, we understand why she's doing this, why she's saluting. That's like the only thing. And it was kind of explained to us already, so we already know everything. Let's present our badge, like it's good to do so. Yes, I know so, but and that's the end of our badge. Let me eternalize that. Yeah, that's what should happen if the badge is real. Because we are talking about it being golden. But then again, we are also talked about it losing its shine and losing spots, so you would think it would be gold laid. But even still, teeth marks should be visible. No, it's just bad. Yeah, now our badge have teeth marks added to it forever. Thank you, Maggie. Just what we needed. Just the way that she's saying this makes it sound very creepy. And plus, her being fired after what happened is super illegal. Like, yeah, they can do it, but in that case, they would need to pay her salary for quite a while without her actually doing work. And they wouldn't ever do that. But what they would do in US, they really can't do anything. They can only bully you, and that's how they usually do it. They would bully you by giving you all the worst assignments and everything, and will try to get you to resign. In Japan, they would really go well, it's for the benefit of the station, you are gonna just write down your name in this paper, which will say that you resign from this job, so we don't have to pay you anything. This will be the good for everyone. Do it. And they would pressure you doing so. And since we are talking about the police, yeah, they would pressure you hard. And that's the way they could get without paying you. But since this is a weird world where things are very mixed, it should just remain fully illegal. And here's the thing, if you saw someone slip something into someone else's food or drink, you immediately notify about that. It doesn't matter even if it would be something benign, like as a practical joke, like salt or pepper. You will tell them regardless. You will notify. Otherwise, you can be legally just taken as a fucking helper of the murderer. In many places, you can actually be verdict the same punishment as the true murderer because you didn't try to stop them. Turning a blind eye in many places is equally bad as doing the crime itself. Yeah, I understand that though, because you really want people to make so that they think for the best of others by thinking the best of for themselves and actually trying to stop fucking murders. So it makes sense to me. I'm forward for it. If it's actually proven that you could have done something. Yeah, and this is another thing which should have been noticed and, well, taken note of everyone. If the one that's assumed to be the murderer faints after what happened, it most likely wasn't them. I can understand if it would have been an accidental or defensive shooting. Yeah, that's a place where people faint. Stabbing, yes. Poisoning, no. If you actually go forth and poison someone and faint, now that goes to more like there is something very badly wrong with your mental health. And you should have been, plead for insanity. There could be some sort of major panic disorder or something going on like that. But yeah. Why? Why is that the first thing that comes to your mind, Maya? Have you been out drinking too much? Oh, and that's another weird thing. The main character's drinking is something of an enigma. Because it's not like ever brought up in the games themselves, but in many of the promo material and images, you can see Phoenix, among others, having a giant beer mug. And I mean giant. The world of Ace Attorney promo images is weird. I wish that we would actually have access to the art, because many of that is unique. But it's like, oh, you can only get this art in a tablecloth sold at the one retail place in Japan. What? Okay. You commissioned multiple artists to make that image. And that's the way you're selling it? Okay. Well, we didn't get much. Did I get something by showing the magazine? Yeah, of course I do. Why? Shouldn't that be more worrying if there would be someone faking to be you too? Like, especially the way that she's constantly eating mountains of foods everywhere. If there would suddenly be someone faking as you, wouldn't you expect that there would be huge food bills suddenly for food you never eaten? Because what you would expect, that fake would walk on the street, a restaurant keeper of some sort, or maybe someone who has a ramen shed, one of those pushcarts things, would see the fake and was like immediately making mountains and mountains of bowls. Like, oh, we're ready for you, here. And, well, the fake would just expect that she was expected it there, so she begins eating, and when she's done, she's like, put it on my tab, and there you are in trouble, because that's how it usually goes. Well, no, really. It is to be expected that if no one dares to say anything, and in many cases people wouldn't, they would just keep their questioning to themselves. And, well, the prosecution and the judge would actually enjoy that the prosecution is gonna win, of course. So immediately when they notice that defense is doing badly, they wouldn't question it. They would just allow it to happen. Like, oh yes, we have given a free victory, let's go. It should be obvious. There should be proof that it wasn't you. And it should be forced that there would be a retrial. Like, come on. Um, excuse me? Excuse me. How? 6 months old. Ninth floor. I don't care about the height of floors. Whenever you're talking about ninth floor, it doesn't even matter if you would have the weird case, which I have actually even seen in this country, where technically the third floor is the street level, because hills are a thing. I don't think I ever seen it more than the third level being like the street level. But yeah, the best occasion like that. Even if you would be an adult and you would fell 6 floors down, you're mush. You would need a proper exo to survive it. And from experience, I can tell it's so scary, even when you have everything telling you that you will. Even falling 2 is scary. With an exo, it only gets scary after 3. But yeah. And weak constitution. Like, I can just explain everything. First, you were super clumsy. That explains the first and second thing. And third, because you are clumsy and unattentive, your weak constitution gets attacked by random food from most likely street vendors, which you don't notice that they just scrape their behind with a spatula and then continue flipping the burgers with it. And yes, I mean burgers because we are talking about translated Ace Attorney. It's always burgers. Talking about burgers, I should really eat something today. Maybe a burger. I have a couple. They are the cheapest kind, the worst of kinds, but at least I have something to put on them so they are edible. And I think they will expire soon anyway, so I need to start eating them. So expect that thing, yelp. That name needs to be a thing. I bet it is a thing. You know, hold up. Since we have already been on the Google train, let's see it. I bet it is a name of something. It's true, like at least it's like the reverse name of something. And something else, but nope. Nope. Filled with Ace Attorney memes. Google immediately. So maybe it's actually never used in anything? Huh. So, oh no. Oh no. It shows the image results. You're gonna, like, I'm gonna tell when we see it, but there's gonna be a certain suit another character wears. And you can actually wear, Phoenix can wear that suit in other games. Not in this one, but in a future Ace Attorney game. Google was filled with the images of Phoenix wearing that suit. The irony of that suit. And yeah, well, now we know the location, and Maya immediately said that she's gonna cause issues because she wants to check the food of a restaurant where someone was poisoned. There should be some self-doubts that maybe it could be the chef that did it. Especially that when you know that they claimed that there was no one else at the table. Maybe they were wearing a disguise or something. You should always have some warning signs at the back of your head when you enter a restaurant where someone's been poisoned. Phoenix, no! Don't enable her! She has been in so many troubles. And with that attitude, she's gonna cause a lot of troubles. But, well, better get snooping then, I guess. Because everyone knows that when you're snooping around as usual, you might find things. Yes, you are always on in your acolyte clothes. Although, many acolyte clothes I have seen around the world, I would enjoy going around in. Sports paper. Yes. If it's dollars, 100,000, I wouldn't be shocked about that number. That would be a number where I could be comfortable for a while. Not for a long while, but we are talking, if I would be given 100 grand, it needs to be in euros, because if we go to dollars, I'm gonna lose so much in between. But actually, I could scrounge up. I would need to sell a lot of things, but I guess I could technically, theoretically scrounge up enough in between. But with that sum, I could buy a small apartment. Like, we're talking maybe smaller than the one I live in, somewhere in the suburbs, or like nearer suburbs, because they don't use apartments, they're actual houses. But yeah, I could buy a place of my own. And if I would own a place, well, my living condition would be improved greatly. But that would be pretty much it. And that would be the only place where I should put it. Because if I would be given that money, that's gonna make sure that I would lose a lot of potential money. Because that's how our government just works. If you are given money, you ain't receiving money. Let's just keep it at that. But it's not something of a whoa factor. It's just whoa. But I would find it more worrying that there is a picture of a bomb, a picture of a criminal laughing, and then MC Bummer. And Phoenix makes a connection. Yeah, it's a month old. What it is doing there? And we are just stealing it. Yeah, just without stealing it. I don't think we can do any more checks to it. Yep, we'll just see what we have seen before. The image of that is new. It's different than in the 3DS. When I'm almost certain. We just stole the paper. Fashion magazines. Whoever would read fashion magazines in a restaurant? Especially when they are in French. Oh, so we get the same except Oh, hello! Thanks a lot, Zen. Thank you. Thank you so much. But I don't get... Why do we get the same line, like the same beginning, and then just explain it? Oh yeah, we found the magazine here. Why couldn't it just be like this? That we are done with it. Because that's how it should be. But yeah. We can't do nothing about this picture, which I'm shocked. Just look at the picture. You would think a million things to say about it. Nothing about this. What do you mean easier? Then you need to define easier. This is a visual novel. It isn't usually about things being easy or hard. Puzzles are puzzles, or decisions are decisions. It doesn't really change. Like, I guess because it's a bigger canvas. Controls. I would say that the 3DS had it best because touchscreen, you could move around very quickly. If you wanted to skip dialogue, you could skip it very, very, very quickly because you just tap the screen. So, I would say 3DS controls way, way easier. Current Switch controls, I can't say because I don't have the game on Switch. PC controls, keyboard and mouse, use whichever. Like, it doesn't change much. I guess it's slower. Because moving around the mouse like this is way slower, especially since I need to drag the mouse. I can't just point it. Oh yeah, you can see my cursor. Like, you see my cursor is here, but I need to actually drag this around to select anything. So let's look at the door. I don't actually remember either word in French. Zen, didn't you speak a couple of words in French at least? Do you remember what's open and closed? Is that either one? Because to me it sounds tad odd. I've never been in a place... Okay, so it is closed. Thank you. Yeah, I've never been in a place where there is like an actually noticeable French-speaking like population, so I never really learned French in any manner. I've been in places where there have been German and Spanish population enough that I can recognize those signs, but... Yeah, it's... It sounds so weird when you compare it to multiple other languages. But then again, those words are surprisingly different in most languages. When you would think that European languages would have wanted those words to be closer to each other and maybe shaped to be closer to each other. Like, I can see it. I can see it. This cash register, it's just very weird. Like, it reminds me of a toy register more than an actual functioning one. Like, you would have this and you press it and then it changes the numbers randomly inside here. And then this is just a wooden box, so you just pull it out and you just put things in it and take things out. And overall, having the registry just here Very bad idea. Very bad idea. The only restaurants where you would want it to be that you have a register like this would be a buffet. Because you have a short entry hall where you can just stop people from moving. And they're like, money, move on. Money, move on. The only reason why they do it like this. This is trying to be a classy place. So the entrance should be way open. There should be multiple coat hangers here. It should feel welcome. This doesn't feel welcoming. I have looked a lot into restaurants, like design and things, and well, I have traveled a lot, so and been in multiple restaurants, so I know things from that as well. I also have had multiple people I know that are in the business, well, at least wanted to get into the business, so they gone through school, so things like this are very well familiar to me. But let's slide over. Let's not go to the obvious place yet. Let's look around here. I can... the windows. Winter Wonderland. Looks outside my own window. Yeah, I see just ice, ice, and water on ice everywhere. It's horrible. Phoenix. And yeah, to note, this is meant to take place like right after New Year's. I don't remember what's the actual line in Japan where like how winter works, because it's easier. I like remember the lines about in US because I've seen those charts so many times. The charts doesn't work in this country, for example, because it changes a lot on the weather. Usually on the way north, that's the zone what's always, even during summer. Certain places are just covered in snow. Yes, even during endless days, certain places can remain fully snowed throughout the entire year. It's not super common, but it happens. But that the line system doesn't really work so well here, because there are times, like it wasn't that long ago, it was before Christmas though, but there was a time when over here everything was deeply in snow, but back home there wasn't snow, and my home is way more north. It's not always consistent. The weather patterns are super random sometimes. Usually what is normal though, that the norther you go, the colder it is. It's usual that back home it's 10 degrees colder than it's here. And then you would assume if I would go to Helsinki it would be again 10 degrees warmer. No, that would go to boiling point. Our boiling point is about 20 degrees, so no, it never happens. It's just a magical line from here to going anywhere north there. And that's a usual stance. There have been times when it's warmer here than back home, but yeah, talking about usual. What's the norm? And well, yeah, I do agree on the layers of frozen water, because there is the deep layer which is so solid frozen it won't melt until like midsummer. That's what I like. I can't see outside the window, but I know it's there. I know there are patches of ice on the lawn which won't freeze melt over until it's summer. Also, what the hell is going on? I'm watching the preview on my TV screen and then your name is flashing. It's red, but it's flashing between two different shades of red. There's something wrong with Twitch. It looks very menacing. I wish I could show it, but there's no way I can show it well. But yeah. Back to the layers. So on top of that layer, there is a layer of ice, which will melt like at the end like of spring, On top of that, there's another layer of ice, which can be seen already. That will melt immediately when it's gonna melt. Like when we get to few degrees warm, that layer is gonna melt. And on top of that, there is snow, which will melt regardless. Let me check. Currently, it's 1 degree warm. Yet, most of the layers I described are not gonna melt anywhere. We are stuck in a position where there is wet snow and solid ice and just plain old water, all mixed. It's horrible to walk out there. My feet are hurting from the walking, and I didn't walk a lot at all today. It's the normal amount. It's just horrible to walk out there. I even have new shoes. That should help. My feet doesn't get wet because my old shoes were so broken down. They literally had big holes in them. I was super lucky that I got new shoes during the weekend. What? Well, if they try to... Wait, now I'm confused. So a game that was offered for 300 I'm confused. Like, if it's on for 300 and you offer 120 for it, understandable that you are gonna be declined. Yes, I get it. But why did you expect that it would be accepted? If they ask 300, it's very likely that they aren't gonna give it up for less than 300. I can fully understand that. I know a lot of places that will oversell, like they will put inflated prices on the things. But the thing is, usually with those places, you just cannot buy from them. You just have to accept, yeah, I'm not buying from you because you are inflating the prices. And that's just normal. Like, I actually mentioned it today when I was out playing. It was a certain game that one other person, playing, wanted to buy, and they were like, oh, there would be one copy here right now. And they asked me, well, they asked everyone, but especially me because they know that I have played that game. I have even streamed it. And they asked, would I recommend them getting the game? I was like, yeah, I totally recommend you getting the game, but don't get it here. Because it was 20 euros overpriced. Plus you don't get any of the goodies that you got for pre-ordering, because they're already out. I pre-ordered the game from there, because when I pre-ordered it, the price was regular price, and I got the goodies on top of that. But now, it's overinflated price without the goodies, so you don't want to buy it from there. They will most likely put the price down when they realize that, yeah, people aren't gonna pay the overinflated prices, because they could just go to a grocery store and buy it for the regular price there. If I buy a game as new and there is no pre-order things from that store, which is super rare that they get anything, super rare, but sometimes they do, I pre-order the game from a big grocery store, because then I can get it for the actual price it should be in. And I can only go to the detention center. I wasn't stopped. I must be missing something. Move the wand What? Yeah, I did mention the Wii version. Okay, I definitely missed something at the restaurant. Because I know that I'm supposed to be interrupted. You got it? You mean you got a ROM of it, or what? Also, have you played that one? Because I don't remember, since I never got those versions. Yeah, I know. I know it was a download only. People have told me that they like the controls. But what I was going to ask... does the Wii version of the first game have the 5th case or not? Because I would think it to be there, but I'm not certain it's there. I definitely missed something, because like I'm supposed to be interrupted. So what did I miss? Don't remember anything specific. Where? Yeah, I'm interested in the result. Because I assume it's there. I assume it will be there. It should be there. But I wouldn't also be that surprised if it wasn't there. Because I know there are multiple phone versions, and some phone versions don't have it and some does. I think the older phone versions don't, because they introduced those command things which they didn't want to override. What am I missing? Definitely missing something. Because I know I have that piece of evidence, but I don't think I should be presenting it yet. What is it? What the heck am I missing? Seriously? Did I actually have to present that piece of evidence now? I don't think I should. What? Explain. Or should I say... Explain! Yeah, I finally fixed it. Because I know that this is a thing I can present, but it shouldn't be like recommended that I do it right now. But I should do it later. A new meter. They have been changing meters in every freaking country right now. Like, really. Like, in a span of year, most people I know said that the meter where they live have been changed. And we're talking about 10 different countries. At least. Put the items back? What? Oh, what do you mean that they didn't put the items back in? So I'm a tad confused. Like, they didn't close the entire thing properly, so you knocked something off? Huh? Now I'm confused. Like, I can understand that you put a shelf and you knocked a fuse. Yeah, fuse, that's the word in English. You most likely knocked a fuse out of its socket. But were they supposed to put a cover on top of that or something? Because that sounds bad design regardless. If you can just knock it off. It's not supposed to be doable, that. But they are still fuses in essence. They are technically reusable fuses. Groups. The electricity in your apartment most likely has been grouped. That with every switch, it cuts off the electricity in a certain area. But those are technically fuses, because if there is gonna be a spike, the switch is gonna be set to the other location. So they function as fuses. Like, they have changed almost every place over here to have those, like, ages ago. Some really old places have the old ones, like back home we have the old fuse system and the new system bit mixed. But yeah. But in essence they are still fuses, so I will always call them fuses. They are just reusable fuses in essence. Like, I really love the design of the old ones, but they are very, well, of course they are very non-practical. Especially if you want to do something like you need to clean someplace or check something and you want to do it safely, so you want to remove a segment of your house from having power. With the old system it's super annoying because some of them automatically get broken if you remove them yourself. They are made so that with any reason it's taken off, they will break. So you have to change it anyway. I'm glad I never had to face that, but I had an aunt who needed to shut off power when she was cleaning a certain part of her house. So she had to exchange that freaking fuse like multiple times a month. And yeah, who didn't see this coming? And they should give the idea that we are talking about quite hefty amounts of money for the CD. You would think that that would be it, but there's one thing which I don't think anyone took notice. It's crossed out. Here we have a bigger sum, which is also crossed out, but well, not crossed out, it's written over multiple times. So you would think that they would have gone even lower because it's crossed out. And if we are talking about the CD deal, this sounds like a beginning CD deal. We are talking about if you actually have a good thing, something that you could actually live off. This is the beginning numbers. You wouldn't receive most of it anyway, but going lower than that, no, they are exploiting you. Music business is all about exploiting people. That's just the truth. Yeah, Maya, I bet you would be singing for days if I would promise you a cup of ramen. Although I would sing on the stream right now if I would be offered a cup of ramen, because I haven't had any for so many years. Please, I want some, but there is nowhere to get any. And I'm talking about real ramen, not just that I buy noodles and make my own soup. Because the soup I make is far away from actual ramen. It's just spicy noodle soup. I like it, but it has anti-nutritional value, so I wouldn't recommend anyone eating it. It's just so good, but it also takes a lot of time, because I boil the noodles the long way and while making the broth. Because that's the way to seep in the flavor. But I also need to make sure that I don't boil it too much, because then I might end up, instead of having a tasty broth and noodles, I might end up having only tasty noodles with no broth. And I want there to be broth. I want there to be something that I will spoon out and not just eat the noodles. The broth is important. But yeah, if I would boil too little, then I would just only have a tasty broth and no, like non-flavored noodles. That's like the worst option. So that's why I always need to take time with it. It needs to be there for a long time. But the good thing is I can leave it alone, because I can hear when it's steaming over, so I can quickly run to it and lower the temperature. I'll just move it around a bit so it doesn't boil over. But yeah, like we got that. But that shouldn't be enough. We shouldn't get anything here yet. Yeah, we don't. What am I actually missing? I have no memory. What could I be missing? Like a program that's created in Python, or a program for programming in Python? Regardless, it sound... Yeah, that doesn't sound good. It's very easy to accidentally agree on a download from a specific site, because many browsers just auto-accept downloads. So... I wouldn't be trusting things regardless. Like, I have downloaded from a legal site, legally soundtracks for things. They sometimes come with an exe, and I have looked into the exe. Like, I open the code and notice, oh, the exe is meant to look into the soundtrack and put labels in if it was broken on download, because that's a common thing. Those are neat, but they never work. So I always go and automatically just delete, 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 because they never fucking work anyway. Yeah, it's always good. Really? That was the thing? I really needed to showcase the paper. Wow. Which one? Like, is it a newer backup or an older backup? The original? Yeah, but like, is it newer or older than the one that I have already seen? The one that we actually visited earlier? Doesn't have most. Like, that would be intriguing on its own as well. Because I was shocked for a few things, which I, like, with the one, and my eyes. This is one of the biggest reasons why I call this place the Circus 2.0. And you are gonna understand it. It might not even go into this episode where you fully understand it, but... the demon eyes. The demon eyes are one of the most horrible aspects. I need a drink. I'm out of drink. But well, I've already been on for an hour and a half. Yeah, I might take a break soon. But yeah, like, still, especially if it's missing a lot of things, it would be intriguing to, like, compare certain areas, what they used to be at native. But then again, you could just have the seed and see from the seed. Oh, but because they changed the generation, even if we had the seed, it wouldn't be the same. So we would actually need one of those older files to see the more natural form of some of the places. Yeah, it's a good thing to organize. I should have done a lot more organizing, and I've been planning to, but I always push it back. To be honest, I've been pushing back most of the things. Hasn't been the best of times. I don't think I'm still healthy in a way. There is still some lingering effects from the freaking disease. Although many of those effects used to be norm for me for most of my life, but they have been gone for a couple of years, so I don't know. Did me getting sick actually return me into a normal position, which is bad? Yeah, it's good. Organizing is always good. I actually did a good organization for some physical stuff yesterday. But unfortunately that was a money hole. But, well, I have a box I can use for something else now that I have other things in a bigger box. And with that bigger box, I was able to take my game pieces to the store so much easier. I just need to make some sort of thing for the dice and tokens. They need something smarter. And maybe same for the maps. But so much easier to transport now that I have that box. It's still not super safe way to transport the figs, but it's way better than what I have had before. And I don't have any expensive ones anyway. Like, from what I understand, the most expensive one I have is like 20 euros. Compare it to like 4-hammer figures. I have some figures that are worth multiple hundreds because they're so rare. But they weren't rare when I got them. And now their value is way lower because I have painted them. So yes, the Zinniop. I didn't remember that they keep saying it so many times. Why? Why? One introduction is more than enough, especially when you do it that way. Plus, I hate the fact that you are an Armstrong. Because, well, then you get where I'm going. You have seen Fullmetal Alchemist. The name Armstrong. It's not the same, yes. That's the issue. It's very different. Yes, that's why I hate that the name is used here. Yeah, you see my point. You see my point. Unfortunately, I think that there is an achievement related to this character, so I might need to talk to them a lot. So let's start with these. Oh, actually, after this I should actually do the presenting things first, because I don't remember, am I pushed off here or not? I might have been pushed off. I do not examine the person, no, but I have to talk to them. Like, I love the game series, but there are certain characters who are so pain to deal with for multiple reasons. Old Bag I can tolerate far better because she's so easy to manipulate, and she goes for Edgy Boy. Edgy Boy takes her attention. But when the point who we are supposed to be is Phoenix, and we are being the target, no. What? What? What do you mean? Like, did you play the game at some point and left at the point when you were talking? So okay, let me guess. You were playing the game at some point. You stopped playing because you had to talk to your old back. Yeah, there we go. Because I remember the similar kind of situation happening with multiple different games. And I think it's always been Iggy. Like, that mentioned it be like that. 2015. Well, I know that you've known them for a long time. So, not that long time. Yeah, like... that Phoenix has been in eternal hell. Just been forever stuck talking to old back. But yeah, I think badge is one of them. I should have started with that because that's usually how you are meant to start. Always show the badge first. Stop it. Well, you have to say that they went into the character well, if they actually showed it to everyone. But like, unfortunately, there aren't that many badge lines when you think about it. Because it's always like the thing that show the badge first. But in most occasions, there actually isn't anything. And with some characters, it continues being the same thing. Okay. I think Maya is one of the things. Yep. He has a reaction to her. And also, what did we do? Because she's right here. Did we actually show him a picture of her? This should be an occasion where she should get freaked out that we are just showing her picture to a random person, especially when they are there. Wait. I don't remember at any point that Armstrong says that he's a she. I do remember, them saying, important to girls and us and blah blah blah, but they usually, put their, let's just say, they use the masculine, label. And I think in Japanese it's also that they use the masculine. So this line came from the sideline. And usually things like this are censored. So I'm surprised. Maybe this was re-added because of less censoring. So yeah, this is something I missed on the first playthrough. But I remembered, heard later on, that you can actually hasten a thing. Well, it doesn't actually do anything, but it feels like you hasten something. What else? Was everything else profiles as well? Yeah, I think Godot's profile is one. But was Mia's one as well? Yep, she is one as well. No, you can't say that. Especially with the thing you said before. That's enough to get jailed nowadays. No joke. To be honest, you do look calm most of the time. In many occasions it's because you are hungry and not because you've just been in a traumatic event, but... But yeah, I think Godot is one as well. I think it's not, because we didn't see the image. Huh. I swear that Godot was one of them. Or could it be that I need to do this later on? It could be I need to do this later on, because... Because we don't know that Godot will be the prosecutor yet. So maybe when we know that Godot is gonna be the prosecutor, we can present Godot's profile. I know there should be responses to things we don't have yet, but I think showing Maggie will unlock a actual required thing. Now, I'm just trying to remember things. It's been a long while. And I can't even remember when was the last time I saw anyone playing this one. Like, of course I have a couple of friends who are streaming the Trilogy, but I don't think any of them have reached the third game yet. As far as I remember. Or at least I haven't seen them being at the third game yet. And yep, we unlocked a line. We got the motive. Yeah, I still find it weird that she's been jailed for so long, when they always seem to be very keen on giving out the capital punishment for the capital crime quick. You know that at one point in the US they actually started to think that, hey, if for murdering someone you get killed instead, wouldn't the executioner also be committed if the accusations are proven false? So there was actually one point where they thought about that enough that they started thinking about, well, let's make executioners being other people in death row. So in essence you would validate their death sentence because they provingly killed someone. When you start to think about that, you know how fucked that situation is. And I wouldn't be surprised that there would be a TV show, or at least an episode, or a book, like a horror, dystopian horror, that's that exact thing happening. People on freaking conveyor belts, forced to commit crimes just so they can be sentenced. Now we learn of the old man. And the old man is gonna be another reason why I call this the Circus 2.0. So I can just warn you guys, it's not gonna be an easy character. I say their position is way less creepy than Armstrong, especially since when we learn more things, but not that much better. Let's say more common. Then the motive. I always find the motive question being super odd with the Ace Attorney games. Because lack of motive is never good enough for the defense. But the lack of motive is always good enough for the prosecution. Like, if there is someone we know that actually did the murder, oh no, they had no motive. It cannot be them. But if you're saying that, shouldn't it also be for our client? If our client had no motive, like in some cases even, there was never any sort of even fake motive shown. And it's still not considered at all. But in most cases when we find out who is the actual murderer, they always go about the fact that they don't have a motive. So we have to go about it. And locks. And there being 3 locks, that means hidden deep. Ba-ba-bum. In air. I like the fact that she has one, but I guess that one isn't actually a charge one. That name. Like, a park having that name can only be bad. If that's an official name, that means they have given up on that area. If that's a given name, then you just know that, oh yeah, that's the place where you get your drugs at. Seriously. I have a memory of, because there being something about the lock that I got a different kind of line, but how did I do it? Oh, no, now I remember. I think it was that when we are trying to break the locks, we need to show wrong answers, and that will give us something unique. And when we have breaking it up, then we can show the profile again. Something like that. So I don't remember how many questions there are. So maybe when we get to that point, let's make a save. And hopefully, if we load the save, it will count it as that we have gotten that. Like those lines. If we go too low. Because we could go all the way. But wait. If we get all the way down, it shouldn't matter in this one. Because we aren't in a trial yet. It should just get us to a position where we have to retry from the start of a break if we get something wrong. So yeah, still do a save when we get there, but I don't remember exactly what we need, but we need things. We have next to nothing yet, so let's move on to the park. And these aren't vitamins. They are fruits and berries. But you get vitamins out of them, yes. But it's such a bad concept. Especially how everything is so out of scale. Like, is this meant to be a very tiny apple or a huge strawberry? Because I want to eat a huge strawberry. Even back home, there have been strawberries that are like the size of the palm of my hand. And those things are so fucking delicious. But they happen in like once in a one piece of strawberry like that in like every 5 years. Super rare. And they are tiny apples. And those are always awful. One of our trees started making very sour tiny apples, but that one has been knocked down already. The other one's apples are turning tinier and tinier as well, but they also never get too healthy red. They will go brown immediately after they are green. So that tree isn't doing that well anymore. It's on its end cycle of its life anyway, so it makes sense. And here we have the old man. And you can already assume that he's drunk. Let's examine the place a bit first. And another thing. This is orange, right? Which fruit is this? It could be multiple things, because I don't think it's a type of orange, because... Oh, sorry, I hit the mic there. Sorry. Because we already have oranges here. So, is this a mandarin? Or is this a... Like, what? Like, there are so many different citrus fruits this could be. But most likely, since they are squishy kind, it most likely goes into the family of citrus fruits, which aren't that good. I prefer orange, but the machine gives me lemon lime. To be honest, if I would have to choose between orange or lemon lime soda, in most cases I would like actually the lemon. But I would choose the orange still, because it's harder to make a bad orange drink than a good lemon lime. It's so easy to go wrong with the lemon lime. That's just the thing. But if I know both, like I know the specific brands, then most likely I could go with the lemon lime. I don't even remember the last time I had either. Like with the lemon lime drinks, it must be over 2 years. With orange drinks, I think I had some in the summer. Whose favorite is an apple? Like, apples are so generic choice. But I have a hard time imagining that apple is someone's favorite out of everything. There was that one time where we did that tier list with fruits. That should be really redone. Have actual voted data. Like, do it actually scientifically, not tyrannically as it was last time. I want to see the real deal. We put it down to actual numbers. Yeah, I would assume so, because it ends on a sandpit. Plus, I assume that you are meant to climb on top of this thing and then climb here. So, the inside of that must be hell. I think the insides of this will be lesser because I don't see a feasible way how you are supposed to, you know, get there. And especially if it's on 3 levels. I don't think this is a very used thing. Next to a water fountain. We can't talk anything about the water fountain. And all of these were just one clip. Can't talk about any of the others. Can't talk about the sign. We can talk about the birds, and we can talk about the magazine, and that's everything, I think. Wait, is the white one special? What? Oh, only now I can read the entire thing. There was tyranny. I don't even think were you there. Because if there is someone in control and like people say that oh A C C E, if you would start to look numerically where it should go there depending on the answers. You could change, so A would be 5 for instance. It depends how many like stages you want there to be, but A would be 5. If A would be 5, then B would be 4, so on, so on. You could count the average, and that's how you were supposed to know where to put it in the tier list. But it went to, I don't care, we are putting it in A. That happened so many times. There were so many tyrannical choices, especially with movies. The fruits went better, but with the movies there were multiple tyrannical choices. There were legit just posted, oh, this Pixar movie is in A and no questions about it. That's why I want the actual numerical data. Especially that people can do it in a way where their name won't be adhered to the numbers they give, so people can answer more honestly. I just want to find a way how I could do that poll in a way where it will guarantee that everyone will only answer once, but they wouldn't need to leave their name behind. I wish I could find a way to do that, because then people can be fully honest. But then there would be troll answers as well. So it's bad on both fronts. And yeah, we just took it. And we can talk about the orange. Reminds you of the lemon lime? Yeah, there was one New Year's when I was actually sick. Funny enough, it only happened that one time. And it was hell. Because that New Year's, my parents just said to me like, yeah, we ain't going anywhere today. And boom, my cousins turned out. I don't actually know, did they actually have no idea about that? Or were they just being a dick and telling me, no, we aren't going anywhere? Just so I feel bad about the fact that we are staying home, but we couldn't go anywhere because we are getting guests. Which they could have warned me. It was a total surprise for me at least. Their reaction was so neutral, I never could say either way which it was. But yeah, at that point my cousins were young enough that it was me as babysitting them. And since I started feeling worse and worse throughout it, I had a hell of a time. They left at something like 9 p.m. and I was like, I need to go to bed. I still remember it vividly. Me going to bed at 9 p.m. on New Year's Day. Well, New Year's Eve. It was hell. But I also remember that the New Year's Day I was already fine. But then I look at all the New Year's treats and everything, I was like, there's nothing. There's nothing on the TV. I cannot do anything physical because I was just sick. I guess I'm just gonna have a very boring day today. Well, let's show our badge. It's good to do. Why? I can understand that you are a grumpy, well, if not drunk, hangover man. But why throw pigeon feed? That doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It could mess our clothes. And there being so many pigeons, the pigeons should be going berserk at us, but it doesn't happen for some reason. Well, we get no special response, so let's just talk about actual topics. Busy, yes. Is he actually throwing the seeds at us at this point or at the pigeons? Because I have actually seen videos of old people that actually aggressively throw the seeds at pigeons and then wonder why pigeons doesn't like them. Yeah, pigeons, it might hurt. Other disgrace. You say that's a showing outfit. The types of things considered revealing that day and the amount of service event that happened, I wouldn't say that the values gotten worse if we actually start looking deep into things. I would say certain values were super sick back in the day, even talking about modesty, but it's like there are positives and negatives, let's put it that way. Also, yeah, the fact that I haven't eaten today is starting to, show itself. So I might need to take that break at soon-ish time and look at something to eat, and definitely the drink since I'm been out for a while now. And yeah, Maya's feelings are hurt so many times during this case. But you can't feel that sorry for Maya for the amount of trouble she causes. But then again, she hasn't had it the easiest. Like, many of the occasions done to her were super unfair. And they were targeted especially at her. And she's been totally innocent of those. But then the random things she causes herself because of she just being very thievish and very gluttonous. and sometimes clumsy. Not as many times as some other characters, but still. I don't remember the last time I had some sushi. Really go for some. Especially with a huge dish of wasabi. I love wasabi, it's so great. But I actually had rice, like not so long ago. I usually don't have rice here, because that requires something to go with it. But I had chicken, so chicken and rice, perfect together. First time I actually made the chicken. There were a lot more of it than I thought. But I think I got I got it to a perfect condition on the pan. So that was a good note. First time making chicken, perfect on the first go. The only reason why I had it was because it was on a huge sale, so I got it as a gift because of that. Happy about that. But comparing it to last time when we were at the same store and they had actual beef, like steaks, those were so delicious. I wish to get some more of those, but I don't think I'm ever gonna be in a position where those are at the same price as they were then. Which is sad. You can make some assumptions already. Because there are many things that old men complain about, but in actuality they think of the complete opposite. They are just too ashamed to admit it. Yep, the katana is lost. That would actually be a good question. What would happen if it would be lost? Because it's super important, but I don't know why we are the only one using it. Did I get what I wanted by presenting? No. They won't respond, so I think I might need to break the Cyclops. But I don't remember again. Can I do it already? Like if I had then, because I don't remember what they need. But since I don't have it, I can't even try. And we can't see the locks because we don't have it. They are clearly hiding something. I will try to remember, is there something I can do right now or not? I think I actually have to go around and just showcase the listings. Because I do remember that this episode was also annoying for the fact that you get one thing and then you go around to showcase it and then you go back because you get something more, something advancing, because you have shown a single thing to everyone. Damn, the hunger is actually starting to get the pains. Not just noise. Surprised how it took this long, because it's 11 already. I would have thought I had this beforehand. But well, they are gone. Detention center. And they're in questioning. And I have a feeling that this was important as well, that I need to know that she's gone. For some reason. Okay, let's go back. Nope. Center. Do I get anything out of here now? Most likely, because we get advancement. Yeah, I can't remember everything on the top of my mind, so... Today's attorney, it's usually the best that you remember the big picture, so you have more reasons to replay things. And I have such an urge to replay the 3DS title. And, well, the fourth one as well. But I would want to play them in a different console. Sadly, there is no way to replay them in a different console since there aren't any official releases. Waiting. Maybe it happens one day. I'm also thinking that I don't want to spoil how many parts there are to, well, this episode. But I think I should only do one today. So, yeah, I think this would be the best spot because the stomach is gonna keep on growling. I've been out of a drink for far too long. Oh, I've been already on for 2 hours. Yeah, I'm taking that break right now. I'll be right back.
The planet Cronus. Beset on all sides by the tides of war, this once quiet colony became a savage battlefield. 7 armies clashed on this one world, each refusing to back down. Each convinced it was in the right. From beneath the sands of Cronus' central desert came the Necrons, ancient machines bent on eradicating all life. But another evil already had its eyes on the planet. From the depths of the warp, the demonic forces of chaos arrived to enforce their claim. To oppose these fearsome powers, the planet's rulers in the Tau Empire sent their elite soldiers and sophisticated battlesuits into the fray. From the mighty Imperium of Man came the Imperial Guard, there to secure Cronus for the glory of the God Emperor. Like a green tide, the Orc Horde descended on Cronus, caring little for others' claims and sowing destruction in its wake. The Eldar, ancient enemies of the Necrons, emerged from their webway to pursue their own agenda on Cronus. And last came the Space Marines, finest and most uncompromising of the Imperium's soldiers. Seeing a world beset by aliens and heretics, they undertook a great purge. A dark crusade had begun. It could only end with the total victory of one of these factions, and the total defeat of all others.
So I got some food. That's why it took me a tad longer than usual. So expect me to occasionally mute, to munch and crunch. So we hear less of the stomach growling. And also remember, I haven't done the wordle today. So I better do it quickly here before the stream is, before I go on. Because it's gonna change the day soon. So if I don't do it, well, I'm gonna miss a day. And I started thinking about like every degree when I went back and forth and preparing the food. Much of preparing as it needed. I almost have it done already. Out in 2 guesses. So I just need to think what word contains all these letters, because I have 4 letters out of the 5, but I only know the location of one of the letters, which make it tad annoying. And I only have 3 letters, which I know that are bad. So, like I said, there isn't many options here. Oh, could it be? Could it be? Because all of those letters have to be in a different location. Yes! Like I said, there wasn't many word options. I got it in 3. I'm usually very bad at knowing how to correctly write certain words. So I allow myself to Google, is the word written the way? And it was written that way. Yay! So, that's our quick word of break. So let's actually talk to Gumshoe about things. But we already know this. In the last time we saw her, it was already clear that Gumshoe has a crush, because we delivered her food that Gumshoe made and everything. And well, at that point she hated Gumshoe, but we sorted the situation out, but not to much better condition, to be honest. Well, immediately you should get the feeling that the CD must have of course been stolen by whoever is the real murderer, but of course it's easier for everyone to think that the CD just didn't ever exist. But it's such a detail, just a weird detail, that should immediately put question into people's mind. Like, why would she mention a CD if there weren't any, and insist on it? It has to have some meaning, right? We all know of your crush already, but I expected, because I didn't remember, but I expected that Gumshoe would have had a special reaction to the job listings, because his job sucks. He's literally paid in peanuts, which he cannot even keep. They actually mention that his salary cannot even buy peanuts. Like, the peanut references come from the investigation games. Well, game, the first one, but still, it's canon. His pay is so bad, because they somehow can cut it to be negative. I don't remember where that's mentioned, but it is mentioned somewhere that his pay is like negative in certain occasions. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Because I can't do anything with this guy since I have nothing. Did I already try to... I think I already did, because... yeah. He doesn't have anything for that. Don't remember that I get anything out of this. Yep, I remember right. I remember when I was first playing this case. It took me so long compared to other cases, because there's just so many weird interactions which are like out of the norm. But most of the others you could just go in autopilot. This one just... there was something here, for fuck's sake. This is what I mean. Normally you don't need to come to the office at all. Yeah, so we acknowledge that she's working there now, so time should have advanced. I don't think we have anything to talk to with Gumshoe, so can we now go back to the restaurant? No, so I'm still missing something with Gumshoe, I assume. What could it be? Yep, here's something about this. that didn't open me anything. Can I get anything more out of it? No, I can't. So I am still missing something. But what am I missing? Oh, Gumshoe must have had something to say about Armstrong, didn't he? Yep. Well, that kinda gave us just more questions than anything. But it could be the trigger I need. I think. Yep, that's it. It gave us a reason to return. And yeah, Maya is actually wearing something different. They reserved her to have something different to wear for this specific case. Well, if I'm all honest, $20 doesn't sound that bad. Like, Twin Tea said, it doesn't really say what it is to me, but you are eating at a restaurant. If you eat at diner places or like lunch places, you expect it to cost somewhere around 10 euros. This is supposedly an expensive place, so $20 isn't that much, but it's way too much for me. You know, there is a limit to both things. I don't ever like really have the funds to pay more than like 15 euros, and that's something, it needs to be like 2 meals in one to make it worth. But the most, that would be just the norm price for a single thing, so Yeah, like, but then you have, like, when you are spending that amount of money, you are eating multiple things. Like, you at least have a dish, a drink, and maybe a dessert. When you are actually dining in an actual restaurant, like a high end, it's normal for it to be closer to 100 euros per person. I have only had so few chances to actually dine out like that, and they always been like something special. Like, it's been offered to me from a certain institute or something, or that was like a special sale. Like, one hotel we stayed at one point, they had a very good, it was a 4-star restaurant, but they had a special buffet, so it was totally worth it. In most places, when you actually pay more than 50 euros for what you eat, it most likely isn't ever gonna be worth it. That's just the fact. Like, you get to a point where the price is just for the fucking show that you can pay that amount. I have been shown multiple 5-star restaurants where the food is actually literal garbage. They just pay to get those stars. It's way too easy. If you have the money and you're gonna splash it, you can get them. It's all about just splashing the cash. What? What? You got food poisoning? And talking about food poisoning, when you look at this dish, it actually looks super neat, but then you notice, if you know, lobsters aren't meant to be served like that. I can already sense that this dish would cause a food poisoning. And overall, lobster is super overrated. In most occasions, it's just okay. Like, even in good occasions, it's just okay. There, I said it. Brown sauces are usually quite good. Well, okay, in most occasions, brown sauces are okay. That's the thing. They might, in some occasions, make the meat taste more boring than without. But usually they are quite okay. What? Are you sure it's meant to be like that? Because I have been in places that have had bakers that are like French, and the bread is super soft when they do it. It just sounds like they just wanted to put off the cheap shit to you because they think you are just a tourist, so they don't care what you think. Yeah. They just wanted to boot you with the bad stuff, so they get rid of it. It's very common that if a restaurant sees that you are of not, well, if they just have a hunch that you aren't rich, they don't really give a shit. And that's what I hate. In many French places, they have hugely that attitude. It's not racist, because that's usually how it is. Every time, like everyone I know that has been in French, they say that the bread is super good and it is, and they mention that it's soft. They usually mention it that it's hard, that it doesn't like break, but it's soft, so you can break it with your hands, and then you can use it for this, like the sauce. You can easily get the sauce off with it, and like, well, finish it with the bread. But like, it cannot be super hard for that to function. And yeah, the kitchen is its own location. Makes sense, but I remember it's gonna get annoying. And immediately you should see multiple alarm bells. Before we advance anywhere, let me count how many disturbing alarm bells there are. I will add like the same things together. So if there is multiple instances of one thing, I count it as one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I wouldn't actually count that as an alarming. But that's one. So there is 4 very concerning things about this kitchen, which I would count as an extreme hazard. Can you come up with what all of them are? I will give you a moment and then I will tell what they are. Okay. I will spoil the 4 things. The 4 very wrong things about this kitchen. First, these things. The drapes. I forgot what this material is called in English, but they shouldn't be anywhere near kitchen. These are a huge health hazard. Which goes to the point 2. Flowers. And no, it's not nylon. Not nylon. It's actually way softer than nylon. And way less durable. Nope. Nope. This is something that, let's say, ladies' undergarments can have this on the side, but they aren't made from it, but they could have it on the side. It's a very soft material. It's only for show. Usually, you are supposed to have it on the edges of the carton, like drapes, not the drapes themselves, but it's cheaper to actually get the entire thing made out of it. And people think it's classy, but no, it's actually way less classy. And no, it's not silk. I know that you would mention it. But yeah, number 2, flowers. There shouldn't be flowers anywhere near the kitchen unless they are something used to make the dishes. And if they would be, they wouldn't be presented like this. Number 3. We clearly have non-food chemicals here. In the open and especially on the floor. Super, super dangerous. I wouldn't have any of those materials in a kitchen. None of those should be in the kitchen. But regardless, chemicals on the floor. Number 3. And then we have the number 4. What's here? Stolen goods. Remember how this case is about the poisoning? And we find a very odd bottle that doesn't have an odor in the kitchen of the restaurant where poisoning happened. You should get alarm bells out of that. And yes, good poisons don't have a taste nor a scent. That's what makes them good. You aren't supposed to have any way to identify is something poisoned or not. But that would be also the first thing you think about it. Maybe it's something else. Who knows? And I have to return to this. It being $20, it's actually super cheap because what it is. But then again, in this current form, that's a food poisoning. Back to the actual examination. So yeah, I do have to agree on the denims. Because at this very moment, I actually am wearing shorts, but these shorts are made from denim. These are the best shorts I ever had. I love these shorts. Hopefully, during summer, like when we get nearer the summer season, the store that sold these gets more. Because I did go to that store again. These aren't in season though, so they aren't selling them. But most likely they come back when it's season again. Because I want multiple copies. These copies are just when I'm here in my apartment alone. But I also want copies which I could wear outside. And for good reason, I do want them to be separate. Just for the convenience also that one like the one used here I use without belt and the one that I used outside would have a belt. Just for that convenience alone, I would want 2 pairs. Because it's a pain to add or remove belts, or especially switch belts between pants constantly. If it isn't for you, well, you are in much smaller of a size grade than I am, so imagine doing the thing twice. Yeah, this horror material shouldn't be anywhere near, I guess. Lace! There we go! It's lace. Usually you want it to be the edges of the curtains, not the entire thing. They are horrible. Homie feel. I hate what it feels like. It feels wrong in a way. it's not like silk, which just feels unbelievably good. Lace feels like unnaturally weird. Like, no. Bad. No lace. Get it off. Ban. No. No. How can it smell good if it's so bad? Then again, I do remember that the lobster smelled okay, but when we actually ate it, it was quite bland. Yeah, 1 year, a long time ago, we actually did prepare lobsters. Usually they are so expensive and not worth it, we wouldn't bother, but at that point, it was a huge boom and everyone was doing it. Plus, our relative caught them, so they were like, "Well, you can just have couples. They aren't gonna miss couple." And yeah, they were right. They weren't even prepared to buy all the amount, like the restaurant that he fished them for. They weren't even prepared to buy all the amount they ordered for. So he actually had to say that he's gonna inform the law if they don't buy the amount they wanted. Well, they ordered because they signed the papers. They were just trying to be cheap. They noticed that people aren't gonna come to the restaurant because you cannot keep them forever. You have to keep them alive, but you cannot keep them alive forever. That's the thing. And yes, I have very bad quality video where the lobsters are fighting each other, because that's what they do. Only if I had a better camera back then. I gotta love how they just brushed off the fact that they found stolen property here. Like, yeah, they mentioned the freaking oyster sauce twice. Now got the knives, but no second mention how they find the goods here. But I think that's everything I can do here, so let's return to the restaurant. That's the only place I can go to. And oh yep, this happens now. Earlier when I mentioned that in a future game in the series, Phoenix can wear a suit as like a DLC thing. This is the suit. This is the very suit. Suits like this are actually kinda cool, but I've seen too many very badly made ones that I wouldn't ever risk getting one. Because in many times you see a way better quality version of the thing you're actually gonna receive. Plus, they wouldn't make one that would fit me. I rather stick into the cloak. Because what goes well with cloaks? A dagger. Dagger. And this is a very common, like a Yakuza mob ruffian, because it's done around the world. Very common scheme. People have bike or a car or a moped that's wrecked. They have it in a public place, usually parked in a place where it shouldn't be. They just wait when someone tries to move it, and then they come in and act like it was in a perfect condition when they left it. And being physically intimidating, they will try to get money. Well, actually, I'm kind of a lawyer myself. Spider-Man, I want to see the movie again. It's weird how I think the MCU Spider-Man movies, they were very good and very bad at the same time. I love them, but I still don't have any of them. I have all the other Spider-Man movies in DVD or Blu-ray, but not those. Because the availability and price has never matched. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. Maybe I would actually get a collection of some sort. Because I haven't seen any reasonably priced collections for those movies yet. Maybe in a year or two. So, unfortunately, I can't skip it. I actually have to re-talk about this, and now since I have a magic tool, I should be able to see the focus. I know that this was answer to one, but was it answer to this one already? Yes. Well, to be honest, that's bad. It like just think to thought that there's a bad expectation. But yeah, he's also doing a bad lie. He wouldn't treasure a job listing book if he would be rich. But still. Actually, rich retirees are looking for jobs constantly. But the thing is, they never find a job. They usually make a job for themselves. Like, it is very stereotypical, but the numbers prove it. For rich women, it's very common that they will find a small store place where they will start selling something as just a hobby. They don't care are they gonna make any money or not. It's just something for them to do. While rich men usually go into jobs that are more like licensing or but not licensing, coaching type of deals. I mean, sorry, sponsoring, coaching slash sponsoring, and they start doing that as a hobby. They just find a team of something and just start chucking money and hope that they can make more out of it. It's just mainly that they want to showcase that they are supporting something, and they do it for a while until they get bored, and then they just automate the money process and forget about it. That's how it usually works. I don't have the paper on me right now, and that one we don't even know. Well, we would assume that wasn't from there. Did I actually have something for this? Or do I need to come back? Yeah, I think I need to come back. Damn it. Oh well, we know that we got far in this, so let's try this again. Yep, there is something we definitely need to show him. And that's the small bottle, which we stole. Well, if I'm all honest, 500,000 death with a restaurant isn't that much. With restaurants, you take a huge risk, and it's super easy to get in the millions of death if you're doing badly. The thing is, you just need to have the acumen, the business acumen, to know this. When a setback is temporal and when it's gonna be a prolonged thing. Like the best place to see it is like literally look at no, it's not Hell's Kitchen. Or is it Hell's Kitchen? I constantly mix up the names of Gordon Ramsay shows. Yeah, it's Kitchen Nightmares. That's the one. Because it was Hotel Hell where he goes to hotels, but it's Kitchen Nightmares where he goes to failing restaurants. Yeah. That show is like a good acumen to showcase how easy it is to just slip by and think that you're gonna do better. It's super hard to know when you have to quit. That's just the truth. It's super hard. Because if you stop too early, you're just gonna be stuck with the debt you have accumulated. If you keep going on, you're gonna grow the debt even further. But if it ends up being just a temporal thing, you might actually start earning again. So you just need to find the golden line. And that's why usually you need people that are very good with the numbers and know the local area and the business. I thought I could have shown that. And I can't look at the papers. I remembered right that. Let's see, if we return to the restaurant. Nope. He's not here. Could have there been something else I could have showcased to the freaking gumshoe? I don't think so. Well, I do have the paper again, so that should be enough, so I can now go through. Take that! So let's just go through. Oh, and because I never mentioned it, $8 for coffee isn't that much either. Like, yeah, if you just go and get a coffee, I don't drink coffee, so I don't know the best practices, but I know pricings. usually just basic coffees are around €2. The cup choices changes a lot, but it usually bases out at around €2. But if you go to actual coffee place, special coffees, they can go up to €10. Like, usually a special coffee is the same cost as a cocoa, and I usually drink a cocoa at a coffee place because that's just something that you cannot make that good at home. And they usually are around like 6 and 7, between there. So you expect that the special coffees are at that region as well. Cold coffees, they are 8 and above usually. And this is the thing, what you just need to expect. There isn't magazines, the food is bad. What that leaves, you like really need to think about it. It only leaves the waiter. Yeah. Again, one more reason why this is Circus 2.0, we just have flat out a pervert here. Because, like, we are talking about a adult this time at least. But it doesn't make it so much better. You have to remember the age difference and the length he goes to just to see a girl in a waitress outfit. Yeah, this is a monumental thing. We exposed someone's secret, and they don't just flat out do what we want. Isn't that weird? Someone just comes and, like, expunge the deepest secrets you have, and you don't feel like you're enthralled to do and say whatever they want? Weird. But yeah, we can't do anything about that. But can I? I don't have his profile. I do. Yes, I can do it. And yeah, we are doing a very, let's just say, a scummy tactic. I know that Phoenix really needs this information, but this is a scummy way to get information. This is the way how usually dirty attorneys get people to give false testimonies. I would like to note that even Maya at this point, she's actually more, well, only a year more, but still, actually an adult by the age. But yeah, her behavior, nowhere near it. And it's good that someone at least admits it. I'm more happy than that it's Mia doing this rather than Maya, but like I said, this tactic is dirty. This is usually done to, well, it is officially termed to extort people into giving false testimonies, so I'm totally against this behavior. Yeah, but this is a very dirty way to do all this. Plus, I always find this very concerning. Like, I don't know, is it meant to be a pimple or like what? But it just makes him look like he's a doll in this face. Like, that's just a stable holding the eyelashes together. I know that especially old people get all sort of bumps everywhere, but it's more gruesome when you see it in a cartoon form than in a real life person. Because every added imperfection is like 100-fold more noticeable in drawing than in reality. Yeah. Oh, also, I should add that I've been painting boils like a lot this week, so I see boils everywhere. Yeah, but Phoenix, why would you even accept the part of the story that he had a casino? And comparing casino food to the food at that restaurant, a very, very bad comparison. Like, casinos that sell food, they actually want to make sure that the food is good. It's either good in the way that it fills you up and tastes good, or it's good in the form that it makes you want to crave more and more and more and just spend more time at the casino. Because that's the whole idea. Casinos are engineered that you spend more and more time there. Because the more and more time you spend there, the more and more likely is that you spend money there. And I don't know why did my throat suddenly start whistling. Like there was suddenly an extra pipe in there. What the heck just happened? We saw it happen! It was in the kitchen! We know it happens! We saw it happen! That's already enough to make him super questionable. And would make our job so easy if we went to Gumshoe about that, but... That doesn't really explain anything. Let's see, is it actually a proper form? That's 6. Seven. Yeah, it's sometimes hard to find like the syllables in English. Because sometimes they are weird. In my native language it's way easier, but you never count syllables for anything because, well, nothing exists. Like, 7. What? This is just completely broken in all forms. You can't even have it work if you add the name. I don't get it. And the man is gone. Well, let's return to the restaurant. Okay. Remember when I said that there should be some weird random unique lines? But we need more items. I'm just trying to remember, do we have all of it? Because scooter is one, but what could be the... Oh, of course. The note has to be the other one, right? So... no... The scooter doesn't have anything? What? I could swear that the scooter had something. I could swear it's something, but seemingly not. How about the note? Well, the note has a line. Also, why could you read something else than English without glasses better? The only place where I can accept that you can read one language better than another, like without classes, is if they use a completely different writing system. Because certain writing systems have more identifiable symbols. For instance, Japan and Chinese has a very hard system to recognize. Kanjis of all forms are very hard to recognize if you can't see them properly. I would say English is one of the easiest ones to see from afar. Because let's take the Arabic languages for instance. There are certain symbols that are like very minute differences. It can be like you can read it fast if you know the language, but you need to actually look at it, like properly see it, so you see the differences. But when you are looking at the alphabets that are used in English, every letter has a very definite form to it, which is unique to it. There are only certain letters that can be mixed with another, and that's usually due to the font. And BD, like, if you only know a different system, then you might get confused because they are only flipped around. And W and M, those are hard to notice if it's written badly. So dear, I have seen so many lines where you cannot make out is something a W or an M, and weird as it sounds, when someone's writing very badly, O's and A's become very hard to recognize. Because you know another way to write A. You add a line here under O. That's another way how to write A. That's a very common way to write A over here. So if your penmanship is bad, making out what's an O and what's an A becomes a pain. Same goes with E's and I's. Because with bad penmanship, both become the same as well. The dot doesn't help, because there are so many people who doesn't use the dot. Because they are used to that they write without ever lifting their pen, because that's how they were taught at school. You're never supposed to lift the pen until you're done with the word. Ugh. But I could have sworn the scooter should have been one, but it's not one. Oh well. Yeah, I did already see them. So. Oh, the save. I was supposed to save. I should. I can't save anymore because I went in here. Yep, I can't leave. So let's see, how badly will I be punished for getting things wrong. So let's get things wrong at first. Okay. I will be only penalized by one, so let's show someone wrong. And I wonder, should it be someone specific, or will it trigger for just getting it wrong? I wonder, because I don't have that many tries to try anything, you know, any wrong thing that many times. But I guess let's just try someone random, so we could see a line. Yep, there we go, we get more words. That's the thing. So I assume there must be an achievement for trying to get every word. Like there was an achievement in the 5th case in the first game for getting every lunch. But for lunches, you didn't ever need to do anything wrong. Oh wait, you had to at some point, weren't you? You were shown like a pity meal. Well, we got on the word, so I assume we can answer correctly. And just admit you took it. Well, funny enough, there would be multiple things that should fit. But we need to get it wrong at the beginning, so we are gonna showcase our badge. No, it sounds bad. It sounds very bad. Well, I didn't get any new words out of that, so maybe I didn't need to do it in that one. But wait, what? But we know you stole it, so that's not good. I thought that would be good as well. Oh, for fuck's sake. So we have to take the old man's haiku for it. That's stupid. It should have accepted both. There have been multiple occasions when I've been surprised that I actually can put multiple things, but then there are these occasions when you would expect you could put and you can't. And this is the occasion where we... How? Like, there is actually gonna be two, so I'm gonna be on the danger for actually failing this, since, well, I got that one extra failure, but this should be... This should be where we saw the Makatama, so I should show the badge again, just so we get the roll. Yep, we get new words. So this one definitely was one. No. I could go for Les Miserables, but not Les Imbéciles. Well, of course the proof is because it's stolen from us. The fact that you just steal immediately makes it more likely that you want to steal something that's small and is a lot of money when you're willing to risk by stealing something small. Because the precautions that would happen if you get caught by stealing someone's gloves, or that you steal their wallet, in the end up being the same for your business, so of course you would have the motive and the ones for it. Plus, we already know. But oh fuck. Here's the issue. I need to answer wrong, and I'm gonna run out. So I have to do this again. For fuck's sake. Yes, it's me. I'm in trouble. So we have to quick run it again. I should have backed out and saved. Well, at least now you see what happens if you go all the way down. In a trial, you just lose. But when you're opening Cyclops, you get booted out. So let's do that again. Now we have gone through all the 4 states, so we can just go with the real deals. And yeah, we have no energy, so that's like the penalty. You have to go through the entire thing again, which is tad annoying now. Especially how this is tad long. But we at least had the line, so I really hope it's gonna pay off. It was you! And blah 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 blah. Come on, next one. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. So we have gone through this. And you also went from us. Blah, 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 blah. And down to the final one, which we got wrong, so I could showcase the word and hopefully get closer to an achievement. But we know you are exactly 500,000 in debt. It's way too... It's way too convenient that it's exactly the amount you're in debt for. And this happens so many times in games and movies. It's always like, I stole something worth 2 million and I'm in 2 million debt, so I'm just gonna get it scot-free with this. No, usually, especially if you steal something that you need to sell, expect to get less. And oh! I expected to get more energy out of that. Let's actually test. Do I get something more for presenting Maggie now? Yeah, I get something more. They all are the same, though. Yeah, especially when you're giving everyone exactly the same thing. It just showcases that you are a sham. But I don't want to go through the line yet, because like, we are gonna end everything on that. So, was there something else? Like, I know that Maggie's profile gave one other thing, and we have gotten both. But could there be something else? Oh. Of course, the things that didn't give us anything before. Godot. No, Godot doesn't give anything, so... Godot isn't anything then, I guess. And the scooter... No. Why do I have such vivid memories that both of them had something? Like, the scooter was very, no, I don't know anything, and then the Godot was like, oh, that madman. Maybe it's actually later. To one of his tickets. It doesn't help at all that you just took one of the tickets, because you would expect that you took the winning ticket. But even if you didn't, it's still bad. But that doesn't mean that he should not be the suspect. He should still very much be at least equally as in suspicion, because he took one of the tickets. You should just assume that he did a mistake and took the wrong one. Yippee, $8 ticket. It's still a crime. But funny enough, it depends on the lottery ticket, like the kind of scratch-off or lottery ticket over here. What kind of punishment would you get for the theft? In some occasions, it doesn't matter. Did it win anything or not? You might be fined for like the price of that ticket, like what was it when bought. But in some occasions, it's considered for what you won. For lottery itself, it's all about what you won. So if I would go and steal a ticket that didn't win anything, I would mostly just know that like it's just a misdemeanor stealing junk in essence. You might just be slapped on your wrists because of it. If it won €5, then it goes like up. €5 isn't that much, but still it goes to an actual theft. I think the limit is when something is considered to actually have a monetary value, when it goes from just a slap on the wrist misdemeanor to an actual theft. And it gets really hazy when someone steals a piece of art or something like other that doesn't immediately have intrinsic value. Because I do remember a case where someone stole a painting which was stated to be worthless. So you can imagine that it didn't lead into anything. But then they found out that, oh yeah, it should still be, of course, returned to the person, because like it was a clear case that it was stolen. But then they in doing that, they actually valued the painting to be like a couple thousands for some reason. I don't remember why. Was it so that because he actually did that during a... Yeah, because it was the paintings, like the painter of that painting, who it of course belonged to. I think it was something like he was in a class held by a famous artist, and that's why it got suddenly assigned a lot of value, because there were some brushstrokes made by that artist to teach this painter to do something. And then it suddenly went into a weird limbo, how, well, now this something that had no value was taken, and now it has value, so if I were to give it back, I'm actually losing more than what I ever took. And it became such a weird legal limbo, which makes no sense. Of course, it should be that you have to return it no matter what, and what punishment you get, that, for stealing it, that should be like a secondary thing. But no, it was all about should it be returned for free or not, which was crazy. How did they let it happen? Makes no sense. And we just throw it into the trash. Shouldn't we have shown that note to Gumshoe, for instance? Maybe he could have opened, the criminal records. He has done illegal things like that for us before. But yeah, we're at the end of part 1. And since, oh shit, how the time has gone so fast. Nearly 4 hours. Yeah, I'm calling it here. Like, this is long enough for a Ace Attorney stream. We ain't going through the trial today. Oh, game. Let me exit. There we go. Done. But yeah, I would like to thank everyone for joining today. Hopefully you're gonna join me again, which next time, I don't yet know how the weekend is gonna go by, so I can't make any promises about that, but maybe. So, but when you see me for certain, it's gonna be on Monday, and then we'll see, will that actually be the finale of Dawn of War or not? It should be, in the end, White just breaking through. Then next Tuesday, we're gonna start the final campaign in the Heroes 5 Hammers of Fate. And then next Thursday, expect that we continue with the trial of this case. And I think it would be a good time to note that expect that I will make an announcement soon-ish that I might permanently change the starting time of the Thursday streams. As Monday streams were like meant to start at the same time as Tuesday and Thursday streams, but I delayed them because there were so many times where there were other people joining them. So it just became a habit to being later. But it has been a blessing in disguise since I started Go to play the Pokemon TCG. So I actually have time to be there, and I can leave there when the store closes and still make it under that stream time. Now that I most likely will get a habit of going to play HeroClix on Thursdays, it would of course make sense that I would change the Thursday times to be later as well. So I will have to look into it. It's very likely that I will make the change. So expect that the times we had today will be as to go forward. But again, I'd like to thank everyone so much for joining. Hopefully you join me next time. And bye for now.